Good evening and thanks for joining us for Living Local. I'm Heather Kendrick. Coming up tonight, we're playing with fire in the kitchen and we'll introduce you to a local photographer whose eye for detail caught the attention of a big-time movie producer. We'll also tell you about the 3 C's of competitive wrestling and clear up some myths about nutrition. Please stay with us. This is Living Local. Coming up next, we'll learn from the master about capturing a memory in a moment. Please stay with us. Several months ago, Kelly Shipp entered a photo contest almost on a whim, never imagining he would become the winner and that his winning would change his life. Because the judge of the contest was renowned Hollywood movie producer Ron Howard. So now Kelly Shipp and his photo are in the big time. Kelly Shipp is with us, and Kelly, I'm so glad to get to tell your story.
Well, thank you for having me.
And first of all, let's start with way back when. How did you get interested in photography in the first place?
I guess I was intrigued by capturing a moment of time.
Okay.
Just that slice of time and freezing it. And that's what inspired me to capture nature that way.
Okay. And you heard about this contest. How did you hear about it, and how did you choose this image for it?
I heard about it through Twitter, my Twitter account.
Okay.
And like most things, you bookmark it and you'll say, I'll come back to it later, and I read about it later. And I let it go for a while and I forgot about it. And my sister saw the commercial on TV. They were doing promos on all the big cities about this event or contest on TV. So she saw this commercial and said, Kelly, you got to enter this contest. So I said, sure, I'll do it. And then a week passes, I didn't do it. And she called me again and says, you need to do this. So she's the one that preempted me to go out and try it. By the time I entered it, there's 8 themes that put this together, that build this storyline that Ron and Bryce are going to piece this movie together with. And the contest was broken into 2 pieces, the first 4 themes, and then they accepted submissions for the last 4 themes.
Okay.
And by the time I got around to entering it, I was in the last 4 themes.
Okay.
So, whether that's good or bad, I guess you can argue that now. So,
right.
Yeah.
And is your sister kind of having an I told you so moment since you won the contest and she was prompting you to enter it?
She's done that, but very quietly, I'm sure. Yeah.
Good. Well, show me the image, and we're going to show it to viewers at home. We're going to put it on the screen. But tell me about this picture and when you took it and kind of just about taking it.
This was shot about 3 months ago.
Okay.
And this was taken near Houston, Arkansas, which is about an hour from here. Oh. And I typically drive around and look for neat scenes. And this was shot with the infrared camera, the camera that converted to infrared. And the lens I used is a fisheye lens. As you can tell by the horizon's curved.
Yeah.
It's a very old manual focus lens. And what's attracted to me this area was actually a big field of flowers. So I actually shot all this in color first with panoramas and the whole works. And they're called buttercups. They're about this tall, little yellow flowers. And there's a field full of them out there. And then as I worked my way back around, I saw this lone tree out in the field, and I thought this would be great as an infrared image. So what I wanted to do was capture this so that the sun was setting on it with the moon coming up behind it. So I could give it a theme of, the end of a day and a dawn of a new day, kind of a theme. So the next challenge was to find a time that I could capture the sun hitting this on a clear night and the moon coming up. And luckily, the next weekend, I was able to pull that off.
Did you have to do research? Did you have to look and see, like, when the moon, about the moon? And
yeah, I did a little bit of research,
Okay.
And I just got lucky. And I wanted the tree half lit. With infrared film, the leaves reflect a lot of infrared light.
Okay.
So I knew if I could get about half this tree lit, you'd have a sense of, the sun is setting behind me. And it wasn't strong enough, so I wanted to get the moon in there with it.
Wow.
So.
That's fantastic. And I think, what the average person, myself included, don't realize is, there is so much that goes into that. There are some times, and we were talking off camera, that you're just, here, I'll snap this picture. But in this case, I mean, a lot of thought, a lot of planning beforehand went into kind of the strategy behind this photograph.
Most of my photography is that way.
Okay.
I spend a lot of time contemplating what kind of image or mood I want to relay to the viewer.
So you took the photograph and painstakingly planned out all the details, and then you entered it in the contest. What was the time frame between when you submitted it and then you heard that you were selected?
Well, they had 3 levels of judging.
Okay.
The first level was they accepted your image as appropriate or whatever to get into the first group.
Okay.
And then the second level was the voting, public voting.
Okay.
So this is when you go to Twitter and Facebook and say, hey, go vote for my image.
Sure.
So I got all my friends together and had everyone vote for me on that second level. And I didn't think I'd get past that point. And then beyond that, you're chosen, I believe, the top 10 in each theme. Mm-hmm. And then Ron chose his favorite of those 10 in each theme to be the finalists.
Okay, and then you were notified by him, we saw the video blog of him talking about your image. Was that surreal that Ron Howard, this renowned movie producer, actor even, is talking about your photograph?
It was amazing that when they contacted me at first, they called me first and I missed the phone call. It was a New York number. I don't know who that is.
Right.
So I kind of blew it off. And then a few minutes later I got an email from the PR agency that's handling the event. And they said that you had won. They said, congratulations, you're the grand prize winner. If you choose to accept this, please apply. So,
you're like, what?
Sure, I'll accept it. And the very next line in bold red print, it says, this is confidential, you cannot tell anyone. They said, we want to control the announcement to the public. So, which is why they did the Ron Howard videos and really promote it that way. So I had to keep it quiet for about 5 weeks. So
5 weeks? That's a long time.
Yeah.
So could you tell your sister or anybody? I mean...
No, you really couldn't tell anyone.
Okay.
And one of the reasons, or one of the prizes, or the grand prize, is you get to go to New York to the premiere of the film. And then you get tickets to the after party, and that's where you get to meet with Ron. I'm not sure who else will be there.
Yeah.
And you get to bring one person with you.
Okay.
So I was debating about taking my sister. I said, I got to take her because she's the one that got me into this.
Yes, for sure.
So I didn't tell her right away because I thought I had, we had to get signed affidavits and all that kind of stuff. So.
Okay.
But yeah, she was speechless when I said, you want to go with me?
Oh, so good. I love that. She definitely deserves it since she encouraged you to enter.
Yeah.
Well, that's very cool, and I love how in the video clip, he's just saying that he loved the concept behind the photograph of one day ending, another day beginning. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, that has to be such a compliment to you that he thought enough of your work to not only choose it as the winner for the contest, but then include it in this piece that he's going to do.
Sure. It was when, like I said, when I entered the contest, I only had about a week or two before the deadline. So it wasn't that I had to go out and shoot something for the unknown theme.
Right.
It was like, what have I done recently that I can submit? And this was the first thing that came to mind. So this would be a good one because it's got that sense of unknown.
Right.
So that'd be a good fit for it.
And if you'd like to see more of the images from Project Imagination, you can go to the website you see here on your screen to see more. And we'll be right back after this.